Being a good commentator requires in-depth knowledge, a way with words, and an unbiased approach. But sometimes, even the best in the business can make mistakes. As in this video, we will take a look at UFC's worst commentary errors. Joe Rogan messing up at UFC 281. Massive main event of November 2022 saw middleweight kingpin Israel Adesanya go up against arch-nemesis Alex Pereira for the middleweight throne at UFC 281. The lesser experienced Pereira faced Stylebender in his 8th MMA match. But wait, somehow, Joe Rogan failed to get this stat right. The legendary commentator mistakenly suggests it is Pereira's 5th MMA bout, when, in reality, Pereira had already competed 4 times in UFC and a similar amount away from the promotion. Mike Goldberg goof-ups. Goldberg has been a part of the MMA world since forever, but not always the veteran commentator can keep things together. During UFC Fight Night 9, Japanese fighter Kuniyoshi Hironaka battled forest pets in the prelims. In the 3rd round, Kuniyoshi's corner felt the need to yell out some instructions in their native tongue, Japanese. But for some reason, Goldberg felt the need to say this.
Elbow, elbow. You hear that? Speaking of Portuguese, that's Japanese, brother.
Oh, really? Thank you. I should have known that.
Despite his 20 years experience in the sport, our jolly old Goldberg sometimes can't seem to get it right. Jon Anik's personal remark. Talking about fighters' training camp is one thing, but bringing up something personal and unrelated to the fight is totally uncalled for. This is a serious mistake that Jon Anik committed while commentating a prelim bout at UFC 258 between Chris Gutierrez and Andre Ewell. Anik highlighted an unusual fact by suggesting,
both of these fighters have dealt with custody battles involving their children. Andre Ewell's son Eli is 7 and as of this broadcast does not have rights to see him, does not know where his son is. Gutierrez also dealing with a custody battle in his own right.
Yeah, those are always the sad ones, you know.
As expected, Anik received flack for his outrageous comments that seemed very unprofessional. Joe Rogan strikes again. Is the fighter hurt or is he okay? If you want to know the answer to this question, then just don't focus too much on Mr. Rogan's commentary during the fight. The veteran commentator has an unusual tendency to overreact, especially when hard shots are being traded. But in this case, Rogan prematurely dubbed Lyoto Makida's KO win over Evans as the beginning of the new era. But what happened next made it worse. Makita faced Mauricio Shogun Rua next at UFC 98. The Dragon's questionable win over Shogun prompted a rematch, which his title reign came to a close. Makita failed to keep his title around as he lost the fight via the first round KO at UFC 113. The so-called era of the Dragon only saw one title defense. Cruz got it all wrong. UFC 229 is still one of the biggest PPV card the promotion has ever put together. The main card featured an armada of big names, with the main event featuring MMA's biggest grudge match, featuring Khabib Nurmagomedov versus the notorious Conor McGregor for the lightweight gold. The bout carried a lot of hype, although the fight wasn't competitive at all. From start to finish, Khabib seemed to dominate Conor in every facet. And this is where Dominique Cruz mistakenly called Khabib's ground and pound as a means for Conor to make him tired.
Khabib used tons of energy on that ground and pound, Joe. Tons.
Joe Rogan promptly stepped in to offer correction.
It just doesn't look good.
I don't think he's trying to gas Khabib out. I think he's getting smashed.
And the rest, as they say, is history.